Assalamu alaikum everyone. In this video, we will explore nuclear politics after the expiration of New START Treaty in 2026. On 5th of February 2026, the world witnessed a historic and troubling moment. The New START Treaty officially expired, ending the last legally binding agreement that limited the strategic nuclear arsenals of the United States and Russia. For the first time since 1972, there are no former verifiable limits on the world's two largest nuclear powers. This marks the end of an era that began with strategic arms limitation talks in 1969 and continued through decades of arms control efforts. The expiration does not simply remove numbers on paper, it changes the structure of global security, weakens trust between major powers, and raises serious questions about the future of nuclear stability. Before going deeper into a detailed discussion, let's look at the background of the New START Treaty. The New START Treaty, formerly known as the Treaty on Measures for the Further Reduction and Limitation of Strategic Offensive Arms, was signed in 2010 by the US President Barack Obama and Russian President Dmitry Medvedev. It entered into force in 2011. The treaty was designed as a temporary stabilizing measure after the expiration of START 1 in 2009. Its main goal was to restore transparency, predictability, and verification between the two nuclear superpowers. Key limits and articles. Under the treaty, each country was limited to 1,550 deployed strategic nuclear warheads. They were also restricted to 700 deployed intercontinental ballistic missiles, submarine-launched ballistic missiles, and heavy bombers. An overall ceiling of 800 deployed and non-deployed launchers was established. The treaty included strong verification mechanisms. It allowed on-site inspections, data exchanges twice a year, notification of movements and deployments, and monitoring of missile tests. Article 2 set numerical limits on strategic offensive arms. Article 3 defined how warheads and launchers would be countered. Article 11 establishes inspection procedures and verification mechanisms. Article 14 allowed only one 5-year extension, which was used in 2021. The treaty did not provide a clause for suspension, which later became controversial. These provisions made New START more than a numbers agreement. It was a transparency and confidence building framework. Suspension before expiration. In spring 2023, Russia announced it was suspending participation in the New START. The United States argued that suspension was not permitted under the treaty text. However, Russia justified its actions under Article 72 of Vienna Conventions on the Law of Treaties, which allows suspension unless specifically prohibited. Practically, Russia stopped inspections and data exchanges but claimed it would continue observing numerical limits. This meant the most important part of the treaty, the verification regime, was frozen even before its formal expiration. Now let's look at the expiration of the New START Treaty on 5th Feb 2026. End of legal limits. On 5th of February 2026, the treaty expired permanently. It could not be extended again because Article 14 permitted only one extension. Now there are no legally binding ceilings on US and Russian strategic nuclear arsenals. Both countries retain the technical ability to increase deployed warheads by uploading additional warheads onto existing missiles. Loss of verification. The most serious consequence is the permanent loss of inspections and transparency. Without verification, intelligence assessments depend more on assumptions. This encourages worst-case thinking and increases mistrust. As warned by Antonio Guterres, this movement represents a grave challenge for international peace and security. Now, it is important to shed light on international implications and prospects of the expiration of New START Treaty. First, impact on global strategic stability. The absence of New START removes guardrails. While expiration does not automatically trigger an arms race, it creates conditions for one over time. Countries may expand arsenals not because of immediate threats but due to fear of future disadvantage. Second, Effect on China and other nuclear states. China is rapidly modernizing its nuclear forces. Without a functioning arms control framework between Washington and Moscow, incentives for Beijing to join future negotiations decrease. Future arms control must likely include China and possibly the United Kingdom and France. Nuclear armed states outside the Non-Proliferation Treaty, such as India, Pakistan, North Korea, and Israel, will likely remain outside the formal multilateral treaties. Third, damage to the non-proliferation regime. Under Article 6 of the Treaty on the Non-Proliferation of nuclear weapon states commit to pursue disarmament. The expiration of New START weakens confidence among non-nuclear states that nuclear powers are fulfilling this obligation. With the NPT review conference approaching, frustration among non-nuclear states may intensify. Fourth and the last is the fourth nuclear age. Experts now describe this period as the fourth nuclear age. Unlike the Cold War, today's environment is multipolar, technologically advanced, and less predictable. Emerging technologies such as long-range conventional strike systems, missile defense, cyber capabilities, and anti-satellite weapons complicate stability. What are the policy options and proposals after the expiration of the New START treaty? First, Vladimir Putin's proposal of informal adherence. In September 2025, Russian President Vladimir Putin proposed that Russia would continue observing New START's numerical and qualitative limits for 1 year after expiration and invited the United States to do the same. This idea resembles the 1981 decision by the United States and the Soviet Union to observe the unratified SALT II limits informally. However, without restoring inspections, this arrangement could be largely symbolic. Still, it could provide short-term predictability and political reassurance, especially before global non-proliferation meetings. Second, informal adherence to limits. The United States and Russia could agree informally to maintain the 1550 warhead ceiling. Although verification would not return immediately, this step could reduce sudden escalation risks. Third, launch new negotiations. Both sides could begin talks on a successor agreement. Unlike New START, future treaties must address broader issues. These may include total nuclear stockpiles, not only deployed weapons. They may also need to regulate missile defense systems, long-range conventional strike weapons, and space-based systems. Multilateral arms control, including China, may be necessary but will be difficult. Fourth and the last, focus on risk reduction and confidence building. Risk reduction measures may be more politically feasible than full arms control. These include secure communication hotlines between major powers, advanced notifications of missile launchers, and transparency about military exercises. During the Cold War, such measures were successfully negotiated even during periods of tension. Similar efforts today could prevent miscalculation. Let's summarize the above discussion. The New START expired on 5th February 2026, ending the last legally binding limit on US and Russian strategic nuclear arsenals. The most serious loss is verification and transparency, which had already been weakened in 2023 when Russia suspended participation. Without legal ceilings, both countries have the technical ability to expand nuclear deployments. Although expiration does not automatically cause an arms race, it increases uncertainty and encourages worst-case planning. The global non-proliferation regime is also weakened. Informal adherence to limits, as proposed by Vladimir Putin, could offer short-term stability but remains largely symbolic without inspections. Future stability may depend on new negotiations and more urgently on practical risk reduction and confidence building measures. The expiration of New START treaty marks a decisive shift in the global nuclear order. For more than 50 years, even during Deep political rivalry. The United States and the Soviet Union or Russia maintained some framework to manage strategic competition. That framework has now disappeared. Strategic stability cannot survive on hope alone. It requires political will, negotiation, and recognition that nuclear competition without rules carries risks too dangerous to ignore. If you have found this video useful, please don't forget to like and subscribe this channel for more such videos.